Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? So, this is a night reflection. So, we're going to probably have a little bit of these. And I did a podcast earlier, so you guys can go check over there. That's an intimate extension. That's a bonus to what was shared this morning. So, I will be really in a lot of this, and I know Pastor Jay will do a lot on his own as well. We did say that when we do cuffing season, there's a lot of talk about it, and since we've been doing this for this is our fourth year now doing it, we really talk a lot, and he has his own series that kind of goes within cuffing season as well, cloak and cover, and so I don't know when he's going to do that, but that goes along with this as well. And this is a night reflection. So through cuffing season, because it's so long and there's so much to talk about it, there will be times when you will only see me talking about it, or you'll only see him, and then we'll have our time when we are together, of course, and also on Clubhouse as well. And that's because this time is just it's almost like a time of long denial because it doesn't matter sometimes what people will say to a person and give people the information, but if they don't want to change the situation, it's not going to change no matter what I say, no matter what he says. So reflecting on what was shared today in the morning and then also the podcast and right now, I was thinking about settle, and that'll be a topic that we'll be discussing as well. But settling sometimes when we talk about, like we were talking about the chameleon sharks that adapt to what it is that we're doing and what it is that, hold on one second, you guys. This knife, I forgot to turn that off. Okay. Okay. Sometimes we forget that those chameleon sharks that adapt to what we're doing, that behind all of that, we realize, and maybe some of us don't, but that we're settling, and that's a hard pill to swallow because we don't want to believe, as was shared earlier, that we've lowered our standards, we've lowered the bar, and that anybody can say anything if it sounds decent, we'll accept it. If it is to us not harmful, respectful, I guess, in a way, we tolerate it, we accept the behavior, then we try to rationalize the behavior. We try to be logical about the bad behavior, and then we try to cover up for the bad behavior. I know I've done that. I've been there. I've covered for bad behavior. And for some of us, we don't realize that we're doing that. We think that this person really cares about us, that they can see our heart, they can see that we're kind, they can see that we're caring and compassionate, and that we care for them. The problem is that they can see that you care for them, which makes you even more vulnerable because they don't care. And the more you're kind, the more you're sweet, the more that individual becomes worse. And you can't explain why, but they do. And I experienced it myself. The kinder I became, the meaner and nastier the shark got, right? The harsher the bites became. Why? Because of the nature of the beast. That is just the pattern of behavior that they are. That is something that they are. You cannot change that. It doesn't matter how kind you are. They don't care, right? You could be dealing with a chameleon shark that has very bad narcissistic tendencies and is a narcissist, which means they don't care. It's all about them. You're just there to make them feel good. And if they have to make you feel bad to make themselves feel good, twisted as it is, that's what they'll do. And I'm reflecting on that because I just was remembering a statement that someone said. Well, can't they see how nice and kind I am? They can, absolutely. And that's what they prey upon. That's what they like. They like that you're kinder because you're very timid to them. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to walk away. They know that you're going to stay latched to them. So they can say whatever the heck they want to say to you. And they can do whatever it is to your emotions because they really do not care. And that's the part of cupping season that I realized as I learned about for these years that I've been studying it and studying the dynamics of it. People are already complicated, but then we have those people that make things a little bit tougher because they don't care. And when they don't care, they're really apathetic to your feelings. They don't care about that. You can be as sweet and gentle, and that just makes them more angry. And so they have to do something to see how much you're going to tolerate. Sometimes they push the envelope. Let me see if I do this. What will she do? If I say this, what will she do? And because your response is still the same, like, what can I do to help? Like, oh, you want to help me? Well, let me do this, and this. Now, do you still want to help me? Because it's still a shark, right? It's still a shark. It doesn't change. And like the old saying goes, for a tiger doesn't change its stripes just because. You see it and it looks like it's not a tiger. It's still there. The stripes are still there. It's still going to attack you because why? That's its nature, right? We as women, we want to nurture, but the nature of that beast is to harm, steal, kill, and devour in a way just like the enemy. So, whether we want to believe it or not, you're settling for something you don't need to settle for. But if you like it, like Pastor Jay said earlier, if you like it, I love it. I don't want to be in that situation myself anymore. But if you find yourself in that situation, you wonder why you can't leave, you have to ask yourself, why am I accepting this behavior? Do I not think I deserve better? Do I not think I'll find somebody better? Is that why I'm tolerating this person gaslighting me, making me think I'm crazy, confused, and my perception of what I'm going through psychologically messing with my mind? If someone cares for you, they won't do that. If they don't care for you, they'll keep doing to you what you allow. And sometimes I have to put my hand to the sky. Sometimes I used to do that. And if I want to do it now, I know I'm accepting that. But before, man, I settled hard. I settled on something I didn't need to have. But because there's a word I will say that maybe you didn't go through, but desperation. Desperation will have you do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do, along with loneliness. It will have you do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do if you were involved in something, had some kind of projects going on, involved in some activities because you're busy. You don't have time to get wrapped up in emotional, psychological, mental, crazy, acrobatic type of situationships. You'd be busy being productive doing something else. But sometimes we have so much free time and we're so available that that shark is also available to mentally torture you, you know. So there's no scripture for this tonight for the chameleon shark. Like I said, this is just a reflection of what's been shared, what's been said, and you guys can check out the intimate extension because I talk about a little bit more in depth over there. So I just wanted to say that while we are going through cuffing season, it's gonna be a long road. Every time I go through this series, it's a long road. It's a and I'm always glad when I make it out because I have to look out for myself too. That people don't come and they do the same things that they used to do, like call, like, "Hey, how you been? How are you? Just checking on you, see how's it going? Would you like to go out?" And then I have to perk up my ears because that person hasn't been around for several months. And all of a sudden, you're gracing my phone. Do tell. Why? Oh, I was just thinking, like, if you haven't called for like several months up till now, where have you been till then? And trust and believe, when cuffing season had first started, like 3 years ago, and I figured out what it was. I had all kinds of people calling me out the woodwork. And I said, "What is this?" Because I was still in that game. People were playing. I didn't know I was being played. I didn't know I was sometimes trying to play people, but they were ultimately playing me. Then I was like, you know what? I don't play this game anymore. They are always calling all around a certain time, and I had to put two and two together. This is just a what? Is this a fancy booty call that you're calling for? No, 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 no. I wanna. You wanna what? Are we gonna go out to dinner? Are we gonna go somewhere? No, I was thinking we could just come back and hang out at your place. No. Well, it'd be great. No, you're not. We're not doing that. And oh my gosh, conversation was not pleasant after that. I was all kind of bees and everything because I said no. And Pastor Jay's been working on that no for a long time, but I didn't know that's what that was. At the time when I would say no, I was like, well, what the heck? Why is that person acting all kind of weird and strange and cussing me out? What's wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? Well, they kind of did because you kind of messed up their mind when you say no and we settle. So we don't admit it. So we settle. So you settle for the bad behavior, you settle for the chameleon shark's ways, and then you try, this is the kicker, you try to be nicer, thinking that will change them. It doesn't. Oh, excuse me. And our sponsor, what before I continue drinking, is Pure Aqua fruit flavored water. This is great flavor. So, so why do you think that you're being kind to them is going to make them change? No, ma'am, it won't. No, sir, it won't. It won't change her. It won't change him. But for us ladies, settling is so horrible because we end up settling for someone who's just going to mentally exhaust us. And we think because the person's not putting their hands on us, and this is the kicker, they're not verbally abusing us, they're not physically touching us, they're not mentally or emotionally abusing us, but financially, your resources are being drawn out, and you think you're not being mentally abused, but you're being mentally exhausted because you have so much going on. You're trying to figure out this person, and there are so many different scenarios and different types of situationships that are going on. You either can't trust this person, or you're wondering why they're acting this way, or you're wondering who they're talking to and why they're talking to that person. You can hear someone in the background. Who is that? Don't worry about it. Just my sister. Is that your sister? I didn't even know you had a sister. Oh yeah, I did never mention a sister before, but there's a woman in the back. Listen, and you just try to figure out what, but you're not there, right? So you have no idea. And this starts to play with your head. It starts to play with your mind. You try to think like, who's that in the background? Where is that noise coming from? Like, what's going on? Who is that? Oh, nobody. But all the time in your head, you're wondering, he never said anything about a sister or a cousin that comes over. Who is this female's voice that I don't hear on a regular basis? Just starting to come around. Oh, I gotta go. Wait, tell me. No, gotta go. See, this is a very unique time. Men can rack up as many prey of women that they want. And I'm talking for cuffing season now. I'm not talking about any other time. And I'm not talking about good men. I'm not talking about the good ones. They don't do those things. Okay? I'm talking about these ones specifically that really don't care. So they grab up the women that they believe are most vulnerable, most desperate, most lonely, and have lowered their standards. If you have one of those or all of those, you're ripe for the picking, and they know it because they say you're desperate, you're lonely. And some of us know the term thirsty. We're very thirsty, right? And I'm not talking about this kind of thirsty, right? They're so thirsty for a relationship that we just want to be with somebody, anybody that wants to pick us up. We know we'll never be with, and in our head we say, well, no, we'll never be with anybody. This is probably the best I can do. So if I can just, hold on to him, maybe he'll come over and he'll come to where I'm living, or I can go visit him, or eventually we'll be together. And you want the ideal of the dream that eventually this person's going to turn into your knight in shining armor. They're not. And very, very sad to say, not going to marry. They're not. They're not the marrying type. At least not for you, right? They might end up marrying somebody else. Can you accept that? Can you deal with that? It's it's a hard road. Nobody wants to be alone. And we also know that we were built to be a companion to someone else, lady, right? But because of going through society and because the holidays are here, it's even harder because you see all the Christmas and Thanksgiving and oh my goodness, all the different functions throughout the holidays. And you really wish you had somebody. Man, those shows look good when they get together. And they're couples. Man, they're drinking some nice warm hot cocoa. They're sipping a little bit of wine together, sitting on the couch watching beautiful music. Oh, the snow's falling. Mm, Netflix and chilling. We want to Netflix and chill. Do you really want to Netflix and chill? Or we want to Hulu and chill? Or we want to Pureflix and chill? Or whatever live stream we want to do that and chill? Listen, Linda, listen. That's not what we want to do. But we become desperate. We just want somebody to love, right? You start playing some old school music, you start playing love songs. I I could think right now. This is the love song you start just playing. I want somebody to love. You need somebody to love. There'll be sad songs to make you cry. You just play so many love songs. And play some Christmas songs with some love songs. Man, it's so. And then you start to get a little bit of nostalgia. Wow. When you were growing up, parents, if they were together, how it was. And you start to reminisce about your past. And you want that. You want those times you remember of old. Try to bring it to your now and future and present. Not saying that can't happen, but it has to be with the right person. Can't force a shark, a chameleon shark, to want to be that person that you want, that you need, that the Lord would have for you. No, no, no. That's not who they are. They'll never be that. As much as you want it to be that, as much as you want that man to be exactly what you need him to be, he will not be that. And the quicker you realize it, the easier it will be to move on. But some of us don't want to do that. We want to hang to that fake relationship as long as we can. We don't even care. I don't even care. We're just gonna hang out to dear life. I don't care. But then it's making you exhausted. It's making you tired. Why am I putting up with this? No, I can make myself exhausted all by myself. I can do bad all by myself. True. But are you gonna? Hmm? Are you gonna? You may not, because the holidays, like I said, are here. The cold months are here. And you want someone to talk to. You want to feel special. You want someone to call you, hey baby, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. Just checking on you, baby. How you doing? Oh, I feel so good. You're calling. You know, we should talk more often. I feel so excited when you come home. Yeah, I know. That's why I check on you. You know, you suck right now. Wait, what? Why did you say that? We're having a conversation. What? What the what? You know, I'm just feeling bad. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Just, I don't understand why you said that. I didn't say anything meant to you. You know, it's just the way it is, but I gotta go. Hey, Lisa, who's that? My cousin. You have a cousin? Yeah, okay, bye. A made up situationship on a phone call. What you do, whatever. Where you been? We do whatever. Whatever feels good, we do it. Even if it's something to stroke our own ego. Like, he can't be without me because I'm the one that listens to him on the phone. And if he says he's going to take his life, he won't do that because I'll say, hey, don't do that. We can work it out. No, that person needs professional help, and you're not that person. Mm. Not when people cry out like that. And if that's a real cry, they need professional help. But sometimes that's not a cry for help. That's just something to gaslight you to move and ask them what's going on. You know, we talked about this in Clubhouse. Gaslighting for affection, threatening to take their own life or to do some really bodily harm to themselves if you don't do what they want. They have a mental gun to your emotions. If you don't do what I want, I'm gonna kill myself. If you don't do what I want, cut myself. If you don't do what I want. And here you go, no, 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 please don't, please don't, please don't. Please don't take your own life, please. What can I do to help? I'm here. Just tell me what I can do. You can't do nothing. You need to let that nasty little fish go back to the waters and the sea with the other sharks. Because if you keep that one around, he's gonna drag you in to that mess there. And you'll be thinking you can save him. You can't save that. That either needs professional help or you need to distance yourself. But when someone goes that far, and I'm only speaking from experience, and my experience hasn't been everybody's, but my ex used to do that. It wasn't even cuffing season. It's just because that was part of my whacked out marriage. But because he said that, I realized that's a thing that I emotionally was like, no, I don't want you to take your life. I don't want you. What? If you don't open the door, if you don't come back, and I'll kill myself. Trust me, that man was not going to take his life. That was for me, and the waterworks was for me to feel like he was adapting to what I was doing. My emotions make them adapt. They adapt to me. So if I'm crying, he was adapting to me, and he had to get some waterworks. So I'm crying. He's crying, but the tears are not real because they can turn on whatever they need to turn on in order to beat you. Remember, everything they use is bait. It's bait, and you get hooked. And when you're on that hook, what you gonna do then? You can't get off unless you realize that you don't want to be part of the emotional games. But if you think you could save that person when they go that drastic and that harsh, you don't really need to be a part of that. But because we settle, we stay a part of it. That's some of the reasons why people are getting situationships they're in. Desperation, loneliness, settling. We accept it, we tolerate it. And I had to take a side on that because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of mental anguish to go through. Just be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't really care about you. They are apathetic to your emotions. They don't care. But because in your head you think you're being kind and sweet and loving and tender and understanding and providing a listening ear, shoulder to cry on, a place to lay down, is going to change them. It does all of the opposite, and they still got you hooked. You're frustrated, you're mentally fatigued, you're mentally exhausted, financially drained, and you think this is a good relationship to keep on going with. And we'll say situationship because some of these uh, situationships they look like a relationship, but they're not even a relationship for real. That person's been in your life, but really can't call that man your guy because he's just been part of a situation. He's lingered for so long, you wouldn't assume that he's a significant part of your life because he's been around for so long. See, the time spent in their art of developing how they want to attack you, they spent doing it that entire time, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker, as Minister K said when she was in the morning live. You can't buy that junk. Now, I reflect because I used to buy that stuff. And some of us don't understand. We buy it. Like you're paying for you buy that because you tolerate it, so you pay for that. Like, oh, I hate you. What can I do? Nothing. Well, I really feel like I'm gonna kill myself. Oh no, 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 don't do it. You buy that because you settle. I just really want to be with someone. Hey, very beautiful. Really? You buy that with loneliness. You're buying those emotional things that happen to you. You're buying it. And guess what? You're spending your time. You are spending your time with a no good, broke down chameleon shark who doesn't care about you because you can't see it. You're so in situationship love. You got you got pies in your eyes that are big like little hearts. You got a heart in the side, like, oh, I love me some him. And he does not love you like that. He don't love you like that. He just using you. But nobody wants to hear that. He's not using me because I would know if he's using me. Okay. I'm not dumb. He's not using me. Okay. He's not using me. Okay. Well, he's not getting nothing from me. I ain't paid for nothing for him. He ain't done nothing to me. But he's got your ear. He's taking your time. So you're paying in time. No. Yes. That's why the saying goes, how are we spending our time? It's a commodity. It is essential to money. Time is money. And your time spent on a person for a long period of time and it leads to nowhere. That's your ROI is wasted. That return on investment into that person, null and void. You need to take your investment out of there and go put it into someone else who is well that you need it well invested. That person doesn't care nothing about you. Pull your time out of that person. But if you want to keep going down that road, you'll keep spending your time, wasting it away on a person you may never even see in person, may never take you out to dinner because they may be in a different city, even worse, in a different state, and they're never gonna come see you, not even move to where you're at. And it's funny because people get catfish, and I put my hand in the sky too. I could talk about that too. The catfish sharks are out there too, waiting to lie to you to say that there's something that they're absolutely not. We allow people to toy with our emotions and play with our hearts. Guard your heart against these type of things. And if you don't, someone's gonna come in there and they're gonna dance all over it. They're gonna kick it to shambles. And then when you get a good man that comes into your life, it's gonna it's gonna take a lot to see past the harm and the hurt that another person has done. And that good person that comes to you, that decent, amazing person that's coming as for you, you're not going to be able to see because of all the hurt and all the settling that you allowed to happen. Because we allow this. Let's be clear. The prey can't do anything unless you take the bait. And if you take the bait and you're on the hook, you're ready to play this game. But if you realize that this is enough and you don't need to tolerate that kind of behavior, and you don't need to settle, and you don't need to be desperate, you don't need to be giving out the scent of loneliness and being so available, then you take your power back. You take your power back. And some of us need to start taking our power back. Stop giving it away to men that don't care. And I've done it. Those video calls that turn into a little bit of something else. Right? Those people will never do anything but be a video chat buddy or a phone buddy. That's about the end. Going out to dinner shall never happen. Even going out for coffee, never going to happen. You won't even get that. Not even go to a little coffee shop and buy a small little coffee. You just think that's not going to happen because that person has no intentions of doing anything else for you. They just want to use you for that time. And that's it. You get played with, they toy with you, and they're done with you. Because remember, this is a good statement to remember because I keep it in my head. They don't like you like that. So realize that they have nothing to do with you past what they are doing with you. That's it. You get no more than that. You think you're going to get a relationship with them? No. So it's better to be open to the fact that if you're going to tolerate that, you know you ain't going to get nothing else. And if you're okay with that, cool, then do you, baby. But if you want something more, that person ain't it. Just a raggedy, broke down person that's doing that. You don't need it. We continue to convince ourselves that we're not going to get anything better. So we have to stay with this person who's broke down and raggedy, raggedy, broke down and raggedy. Let's say it again for those in the house. Broke down and raggedy. No, you already know why he's broke down and raggedy. You got people out here that doing this all the time. They don't care about you. They've already told you they don't like you like that, but yet and still you think you have it in mind that you can change them to start to like you, to start to care. They don't care about you. And it's even worse if you've got kids and they told you they don't like you like that. They're not coming for you. They're not checking for you. You're just a blip on the radar and they can move past you. You're trash to them. And I'm saying that. I know that's very harsh, but that's it. They don't care. They might say they do, but it's not true. Unless you could prove to me otherwise, and you don't have to prove nothing to me, but you could prove to yourself that that's see Drake, you're wrong. That's a lie. Okay. And if that person turns out to be something else, maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they were having a bad week. And they've turned into this amazing person and they decided to marry you and whisk you away. You guys live happily ever after. Amen. Well, then I'm wrong. And that's okay. I could be wrong. Maybe that person's not a chameleon shark. Maybe they're just having a bad year, or a bad 2 years, or a bad three, or four, or five, or more. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm losing it, or not. Perhaps they're really a chameleon shark, and perhaps that's true, and we don't want to admit it. And we just gotta admit when you're accepting a certain type of behavior because you're comfortable. That's another thing. We get comfortable in settling for that. Even when someone's told us certain stuff. Someone asked me the other day, well, not even the other day, this conversation happened a while ago. So it feels like it was the other day. But someone said, if a person has already told you how they feel about you, then why do you continue to mess with them? I mean, and give them that much of your energy. And I said, I don't know. Maybe you should investigate that. If a person tells you who they are and what they're about, you need to believe them. If they already said a few good ways that they don't like you like that, and that's when you need to pull back and stop giving them so much of your time. But once again, if you like it, I don't know. That's what Jay said. But that's we all have to do our own thing to figure out what works best for us. So I'm just reflecting here. I have to be reflecting with you guys because I have to reflect on my own things too. Like, wait a minute, why am I doing those things? To Drake, are you doing that too? I could be. See, we have to reflect on our own before I could tell you anything. I have to reflect on my own. Do I have a situation? No, I don't. No, I don't. And I don't want a situation. Yeah, I'm not feeling that right now. Not these days. I don't want to devote time to some of these men that are out here just doing the most. And I'm not talking about the good ones. Please understand. Those good men that are out there, they're amazing and phenomenal. I'm not talking about those men. I'm not talking about the ones who are upstanding with good character and will do what they need to do and make sure you're good. Make sure you talk to them. Make sure he's a safe space for you to be vulnerable with him so he can be there for you. Not that guy. Not that one who's caring, compassionate, loving, all that God would design him to be for you. Not that one. That one is special, right? That's a special. Which if we focus on the Lord and we do what we need to do. I'm sure in time the Lord will reveal a person. But as long as we keep just picking up these random no schmo chameleon shark Joes, we just end up being that chump in the water, that blood in the water. We end up being the bait for the shark to attack over and over and over again. And we can change it. Some of us don't want to. Want to be eaten up by the shark? Be my guest. I'm just here to offer some information. And since it's nighttime, so reflection. Reflect. Sit back and think, is this true? Why does this person do those things? Is that right? You have to ask, are you a chameleon shark? Don't do that, because I don't know what you're talking about. You go do that. Like, I'm find out. T Drake said you're a chameleon shark. Are you a chameleon shark? What? Are you using me? No, baby, I'm not using you. You know how much I love you. They don't even know what they're talking about. I love you. Okay? Well, don't really love you. I really have strong feelings for you. Hmm? You know how it is. We've been knowing each other for a long time. Who cares what those people say? They don't know our business like that. You can't just take some people you just watch. They don't know us like that. You know, you and I got something special. We do? Yes. You know, I call you, you call me. You've always been there for me. You know, but sometimes you're nag, but you've always been there for me. Think, what? No, you know, you've always been there for me. Sometimes you're annoying, but you've always been there for me. Are you insulting me while you're talking? Of course not. I'm just saying you're always so kind to me. It's kind of annoying, but I still like you a lot. I'm not like this conversation. What? I'm being honest. You've always been there for me, and I appreciate that. You know, when it's going hard for me, you know, the insults are there, the digs are there. Did you just call me crazy? Of course not. Sometimes you're a little stupid, but you know, life is good. Did you call me stupid? No, I'm just saying, you know, life is good. I could have sworn you called me stupid. What? Why would I call you stupid? No, that would be that would be dumb of me to say. But you dumb like a box of rocks for sure. I love you though. I think you're insulting me every time you say it. I think you're slapping me with an insult. Is that what you're doing? Girl, come on. You know we play like that. You know how I say you're an idiot. You so dumb. And I'm just playing with you. It's just fun, you know? Because I say you're a dumb baby. We're just having fun. That doesn't sound very funny. See, see right there? See, that's what makes me angry. Because I just told you we're having fun. But now you want to take it to a super extent. I told you we're having fun. What's your problem? What happened to the conversation? See, this is what happens all the time. I try to be nice to you, and here you go. Here you go. Trying to question me. Didn't I already tell you that I like you? But you questioning what I think and how I am. See, I gotta go. Wait, what did I do? Don't worry about it. I gotta go. And see, there you go again. Ask me what's wrong. Just stop talking to me. And I'm not gonna talk to you for a little bit. But what did I do? Don't worry about it. Click. Hmm. Conversation can go any way it wants. It could go a few ways. But be willing to walk away. Gaslighting is a real thing to make you psychologically question the perception of your own reality. Did you just say I was? No, I didn't say that. You must be driven. I could have sworn you said, oh, but didn't. No, I didn't. You must be hearing things. Why would I call you stupid? That would be dumb on my part. But you just said I did not say that. Hmm. But I heard, no, you didn't hear anything. Gaslighting. It's a real thing, and it is a psychological manipulation to question your perception of reality. It's real. It happens in domestic violence, and it happens in a lot of other places. I haven't learned about it as I'm going through my training. They use it for the workplace. You shouldn't gaslight anyone. It's a real term. Look it up. People use it because they know how to use it. But for people who are unaware, you get gaslit all the time, but you're not understanding what it is. Someone has to let you have you on Front Street so you can be aware that someone is using gaslighting as a way of manipulation to control you. It's always about control for the chameleon shark. It's always about control for the one who just wants you to do what they say. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So hey, I I just want to get on here and just reflect because I've been there. I've been through those times thinking that this person wanted to be with me, but they didn't want to. And it wouldn't matter what I did, what I said. They didn't want me. And it's not because I wasn't good enough for them. It's because I wasn't for them. They're not for me. And sometimes we have to realize we are not for that person. And if they go marry or be with someone else, more power to them because you don't need that kind of aggravation. You just let them go. And I know how hard that is because you've invested time. Some of us has invested years, past 5, 6, 7. I remember a lady who had invested 15 years with a man, had kids, and they were still not married. She was in a relationship, but very entangled situationship. 15 years, not married, had a whole family. I wonder why she comes in angry. She had settled for that. She accepted, but you could hear it in her talk. I wish she would just go ahead and marry me because I'm putting up with all this stuff. I'm not even his wife for 15 long years of her life being spent having kids and still not being what she wanted to have. She wanted to have a real husband, but she ended up in a relationship. 15 years is a long time. Not even engaged, just 15 years living together. Trying to practice that common law thing, but it's not like being married. That's not the same. So I'm telling you from not just what I've gone through, I've seen other people in these long relationships with these people. They want to have something else that's not there to be with someone for almost 20 years. I've accepted that. And so for some that are in it at the very beginning, get out. You need to get out before it turns into that. Because who wants to be with someone for 15 years and not be married? If that's what you're destined for and that's what you want, why would you settle for just staying in something just to have somebody but not get what you wanted? Wait for the Lord to bring you a husband so you can be married, but you accept just being someone's living house person with kids and there's no relationship besides the situationship you guys have. You don't want a situationship. Want a real relationship. It's exciting, awesome, and blooming. Good. When somebody doesn't want to deal with you, they've already told you. You asked for this. I told you what I was in the beginning. And sometimes we don't listen, and that's to our detriment. So when someone tells you, once again, keep this statement in your head. I don't like you like that. Keep it. Remember it. They might not say it to you exactly in those words, but it's real. And you gotta remember that. It's like, so I'm gonna get out of here. That is the end of my reflection. About to be midnight over here in PST. So these streets we had tonight, just a nice reflection. It was good. I liked it. I liked the reflection. So I don't know. I might do a reflection at night during this whole cuffing season, and I'll bring some scripture back to you. But tonight, I just wanted to sit with what was shared earlier and just say, emotions and things we go through, they hurt us because we are just wanting to have someone. And it's not a bad thing to want anybody to be in your life and have your own person. It's just when that person doesn't care about you, but can't see it, then it gets sticky and it gets messy and our emotions get tied in there. Then you got the hurt, then you got the tears, then you got the pain, and it can all be avoided. Some of it can be because we pick up people that we can get rid of, but we really don't want to let them go. Because if we let them go, we'll have to sit ourselves by ourselves alone. And nothing wrong with being alone. And it could be for a time. Perhaps the Lord has you being alone for a season and getting you prepared for that person. You don't know. But if you have the wrong person in the way, it might be blocking someone that's supposed to be coming to you. So I'll let you guys sit on that, ponder on that, think of that, because there was a lot shared today. And of course, tonight. So I hope you guys will have an amazing day. I will talk to you guys again. I will come back on later on in the evening. Of course, you guys know Sunday nights I do not come on anymore. It was a good thing too. Sunday my back was in pinching knots. It sucked. It was very painful. So I'm still recovering because I was overdoing it with the exercise. Try to really walk hard, and I walk hard, y'all. Oof, my back felt it, and it's still feeling it, but it's getting better. So I hope you guys can have an amazing day, amazing night, amazing time whenever you watch this. And remember, you don't have to be lonely like that. There's all other types of things you can do. Get busy for the Lord. Be so busy doing other things. We won't have time to get involved with these knuckleheads. Knuckleheads, yes, knuckleheads, because some of them are no good for us. And we pick up knuckleheads and we keep them. We try to change them to something profound and wonderful and lovely and glorious. And they're not even just, they're not. They're not. So we got to change your mindset about what you're doing. You have to focus about that. Think differently about how you are, what you're getting, the people that you're attracting, the scent that you're putting out. Be careful. If you're putting out that scent of loneliness, putting out the scent of desperation, putting out the scent of tolerate, putting out the scent of settling, then you're going to get exactly that kind of shark coming to you. And it's a chameleon shark. You don't want him. Throw him back. He's a bad shark. No shark is actually ever good. So throw them all back. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. But before I close out, I'm just gonna say a little light prayer, and then we'll get out of here. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna do a short one, and then we'll get out of here. Okay. So here we go. Holy Father, Lord, I'm just thankful for this time. Lord, I'm just praying as we share about cuffing season and the harms and the things that, Lord, that can harm and hurt us. Lord, that something will be shared, Lord God, to change someone's perspective and teach them some things, Lord. And as your word directs us to know the truth, Lord God, we perish for the lack of knowledge. So, Lord, help us to be more knowledgeable so we can stand, Lord God, for you in the midst of all these different things that the enemy would throw and these different sidebars of people and things, Lord God. Let us not get wrapped up in people that don't really have our best interests at heart and they're not running after you at all, Lord. They're just a distraction. Lord, help us to focus on you in all that we do. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, so I'm getting out of here because it is time. You're like, you can stay out for longer. I could, but I'm not gonna. I could, but I'm not gonna do that. And this water is very, very good. You know what? Before I get out of here, this water is very good. I don't have any more. I gotta go buy some more. My kids drink it all off because they really like it. And I'm so glad that they drink this water because that keeps them hydrated. And it tastes like real juice. And it's just water. Nothing in it, just it's straight up water. And they drink it like it's going outside. I bought 2 cases of it. And this is the last that's left. This little bit right here. This is the end. The end. All the peaches are gone because peaches are my favorite. So, man, if you get to go to Aldi's and go get the pure agua fruit water, man, I'm telling you what, there's some other fruit waters too. They're like soda, of course, and they're all good. So, anyway, we'll talk more about that because I'll buy some more sponsors so I can share them with you. Share them with you. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here and remember, you guys should be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what God lays on your heart. And don't forget, if you have not gotten your book, The Gift to Fight God's Love, Guilt, and Shame Turned into My Shine, then you could definitely pick that up. And it tells you just a little bit of my story about going through domestic violence. And if you're going through or you think you might be, check it out. It can't do anything but just give you some information. It's a quick and powerful read. You'll enjoy it. So I will get out of here. I hope you guys have a great night. And remember, big kiss from me to you. I love you, but the Lord loves you immensely way more than I do. So you guys have a great night. Take care, and I'll see you guys around. Bye now.